Let's have a talk, let's have a chat, talking about a little this and that. Hello and welcome to another episode of This and That. I am your host, Mary Easterling, and this is an addition to Newman's Don't You See. As I was editing this, I have the annoying background of my mother's music. And a song came up called Rambling Rose, and it made it very hard for me to do the editing because I started listening to the song. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will catch your attention and direct you in the oddest of ways. Then he had me go look up the lyrics, and oh boy. But before I begin, to listen to Bob Neumann's Don't You See, go to talkingaboutthistandthat.wordpress.com and click on the podcast link. Because it is by Bob Neumann, it will be featured on our blog page. The blog has read more links. Click on it. It'll take you to the article, which has the podcast, which opens up in a separate tab, so you can listen while you look. Now, Rambling Rose. Ramblin' Rose, Ramblin' Rose, why you ramble, no one knows. Wild and wind blown, that's how you've grown. Who can cling to a ramblin' rose? Ramble on, when your rambling days are gone. Who will love you with a true love when your rambling days are gone? Rambling Rose, Rambling Rose, why I want you, heaven knows, though I love you with a true love. Who can cling to a rambling rose? Ramblin' Rose, Ramblin' Rose, why I want you, heaven knows, though I love you with a true love. Who can cling to a ramblin' rose? Now, that's not just for me to sing, and the original singer was Nat King Cole, folks. In the Song of Solomon, there are two flowers. One is the lily, the other is the rose. In the Song of Solomon, a lot is said about the lily. It seems as though Solomon waxes poetic about the lily. But the bride has two identities. She says, I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. You never hear about the rose of Sharon, but she's still his bride. The singer in the song, though he's Nat King Cole, in this instance is the bridegroom singing to a rambling rose. Now, a rambling rose is also a flower. It's called a rambling rose because it has a tendency to get out of hand, climb like a vine, and go everywhere, get into everything. If you do not curb this flower, it will take over your yard. It will break its bonds and get out there where it doesn't belong. And I'm right back to Bob's vision in Don't You See? And the slow-moving group going from right to left that's about to have a hookup that's not very nice with the fast-moving group that's coming from the upper left and headed for it. The one where God was like, but you told them, and they didn't listen. Are you listening? That's your rambling rose, church. Those of you that are not staying put where you're told to be, doing only you're told to do, are about to find yourself in compromising positions. And another thing that a rambling rose can become is dead. If that rambling rose goes someplace where somebody decides it don't like a rambling rose on the property, they'll just put weed killer on it. Thing is, Miss Rose has a connection all the way back to her taproot. So if you start sprinkling weed killer on her extremities, eventually it's going to go back to the taproot and you finna kill the poor thing. It's kind of a bad thing for the poor little old rose in the ground. But if you are the bride of Christ and you're rambling, you might find yourself hearing scissors going snip. And suddenly we're thinking, fruit on the vine. It's harvest time. Haven't you heard? The Father, the vine tender, is tending the vine and looking and inspecting under the leaves to see what you have borne. If your fruit isn't quite right, you will hear snip, and then suddenly you will not be a rose anymore. Rambling or otherwise, you will have been swallowed by the dark. In the dark. You be in the dark. Faux show. Are you listening? Is anybody listening? And that will do it for this addendum to the last episode of This and That. Until then.